Thank you. And it's a great honor, it's a profound honor to be invited to have the privilege to speak about my research. As you have rightly said, I've been here for getting to 2 years, and I'm working on gender-based violence in higher education institutions against female students, faculty, and staff. And I'm exploring the factors that perpetuate gender-based violence. And when we talk about gender-based violence, the forms of gender-based violence are of interest in my research: economic violence, physical violence, sexual violence, and psychological violence. And the nature of our society, Nigeria is a patriarchal society, and some factors such as the entrenched patriarchal norms, silencing of women, taboos, myths, stigmatization, discrimination, religion, a situation where a victim, a female victim, is compelled to pray for the perpetrator so that he will pray against the evil spirits that pushed the man to perpetrate violence against her, even when she's going through trauma. All these factors fuel gender-based violence and create an enabling environment for men to perpetrate gender-based violence, be it economic, physical, sexual harassment, and economic violence. I know a lot of us have not heard about economic violence, but in higher education institutions, a number of factors lead to economic violence when the lecturers extort money from students to change their grades. And on the other hand, the students force the lecturers to take money from them in order to give them a grade, a particular grade. And sexual violence of different forms. And it's unfortunate that I have just 5 minutes to talk about all I've been doing in this center. So Africa, being a patriarchal society, is a fertile ground for gender-based violence, especially in higher education institutions, and it affects the staff, students, and faculty, affects the way their learning outcome, and the staff and faculty, it affects their job performance. It could lead to trauma, stigmatization, and a lot of issues. So my current research has used a lot of methods to elicit data from the participants. I've used qualitative and quantitative methods to get data from my respondents, and most times I do awareness campaign. I've gone back to my country as part of my research here to conduct workshops or gender-based awareness and sexual harassment awareness campaign. And in those times, it's a very good awareness in my university because it brings a lot of people together, especially the female faculty, staff, and students, to come and share their experiences about their, what they have experienced based on gender-based violence. And that also gives us the opportunity to get information, to elicit data from them based on their experiences, which we use in conducting our research that we do here. It has been a great privilege to do my research here. At this period of my fellowship here at this center, I have employed these methods, and I have hosted these workshops, and it has given the victims the opportunity to speak out. Even though they are going through some silencing and victim blaming, they had the opportunity to talk about their experiences. Some of them were crying as they were sharing their experiences because they never knew it was possible for them to talk about those problems. So I consider this fellowship here as deeply a very meaningful opportunity to effect social change and an inspiration I continue to pursue as an educational psychologist. That's my field, with a passion to ensure a safe and inclusive learning space for the learners and the faculty to work in a very enabling environment. So through my nonprofit organization, it's called Moremi Psychosocial-Economic Foundation. I'm the founding director of this foundation. It has given me the opportunity for empowerment of girls, women, intervention services, and breaking the silence by encouragement to speak out, no matter the stigma or the discrimination you might envisage, and then address I've been able to address unresolved traumatic experiences experienced by these victims. So my research fosters a deep understanding of the context-specific realities of gender-based violence, evidence-based research from data I've collected. I've had a lot of information about the experiences of these victims who have shared their experiences. So the lived experiences, the systemic challenges such as silence, entrenched patriarchal norms, lack of enforcement of legal framework. I talked about patriarchal society. That patriarchy also makes it possible for the non-enforcement of the legal framework, because the men are the ones that are in charge of the enforcement of the policy documents, and it becomes a problem for it to be properly enforced. And inadequate institutional responses. The victims don't get the right responses they need. So my research invites reflection, dialogue, collaboration, thinking towards comprehensive policy enforcement, evidence-based and survivor-centered approaches, community-based intervention, and development of inclusive, context-sensitive strategies for addressing sexual harassment and violence in academia. Some of my research outputs are undergoing peer review, the research I've done here. The center has given me a lot of opportunities to actually do a good research, and some of my studies are undergoing peer review, and we got one of our studies published. So, we also have plans to publish further studies and have more collaborations. I've gone to different places. I've been invited to University of Toronto to present my research to faculty and staff, and it was very helpful for them to know about what gender-based violence is and sexual harassment in educational institutions, and the psychological implications of allowing such problem to keep on existing. So it is an opportunity to give the women the opportunity to voice out their problems, voice out their experiences, irrespective of the silencing, irrespective of victim blaming, irrespective of entrenched patriarchal norms and whatever. So I believe that the international collaboration in this kind of research is very helpful so that we hear different perspectives in different countries. Thank you so much.